Coach, some might say it's cold. Others, like myself and my partner, we say this is football weather as we welcome you to chilly M&T Bank Stadium near the Inner Harbor in Baltimore. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Cincinnati Bengals and the Baltimore Ravens. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20-point score gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line.
I like it, I like it, I like it. Get everyone involved in the passing game, and you know you can create those great mismatches throwing it to your guys out of the backfield.
And on the first drive, that can also help establish some rhythm, right?
I think so. It gets everyone involved. They feel like they're part of it, and really gets them amped up as they go forward. One hallmark of good defenses is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield. They're going to try and throw. Steps away to his left. He may try and run for this. When in doubt, do it yourself as he keeps it for 3 and a first down.
Not sure I agreed with the decision to go for it, but I definitely agree with his decision to run it. He picked up that big first down. I think he let his head coach off the hook.
That's what I was just going to say. If there's anybody more happy than the quarterback picking it up, it's the coach that saw him pick it up. And now the Bengal defense here calling a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10. From the gun, Daniels. That's complete. It's Bell. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
6 yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4. Now the former 4th-round pick, it's Kalen Ballage. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 10 yards there, good enough for a Raven first down.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Looking to throw. Daniels gets this out to Saquon Barkley. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down. Really good defensive effort. They were all over that little swing pass out to the right side before lost yardage.
Terrific read, better execution, and done with a lot of enthusiasm, wasn't it?
Absolutely.
They saw it all the way, ran to the football, and caused a nice play for lost yardage.
2nd and 14. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
That would have been a great catch, but it's real difficult to hold on to it because it was contested all the way. Would have been a great play if he'd been able to hold that one in.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And able to find Conley. Pretty solid start for the rookie here on this first drive, Charles.
Able to have some confidence, stepping back into the pocket, move around a little bit, find open receivers, and deliver. That just means his confidence is going to continue to grow because he's getting more and more comfortable with each completed pass.
Now Ballage. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36. A loss of 2 there. Second down.
That didn't appear to be a run blitz. He just darted in once he saw the run develop. That appeared to be a case of see ball, get ball.
A small bit of adversity here on what's been a strong drive as they come up 2nd and 12. And now the Bengals are going to call another timeout. And that's their second charge timeout here in this first quarter. They're down to 1 remaining. Operating from the gun, Daniels. And nearly an interception here on their opening drive. But instead, 3rd down.
Tremendous coverage there. Just did not catch the football and complete the interception. But what do they say all the time? If he had really good hands, he'd be playing offense.
Back to throw. Daniels. Oh, he almost picked it. Nearly a turnover there on their opening drive. And that's a throw he'd like to have back. Now 4th down.
Well, he'd been targeted quite a bit on this drive, and finally I think the guys on the defensive side, they said no more. They slapped the double coverage on him, made it very tough for him to get the ball.
Able to move the ball on that drive. Yes, just 3 points, but 4 first downs were in there.
Yeah, and you can look at it and feel pretty good about the whole thing and think, okay, this should continue throughout this ball game. On the flip side, if you're a defender, it's almost like, whew, we only gave up 3. They moved the ball on us pretty well.
Here we go. 60 Pittsburgh. They're not ready for this, man.
They'll run for the first time with Tevin Coleman. And he'll be marked down at the 26 with a gain of 7.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On 2nd down, it's Coleman. Room here to run. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. 36 yards on the play.
That outside handoff to the left, that play has to warm the heart of an offensive line coach because they controlled the left side where they were supposed to, but they didn't allow anything to leak from the backside on the right side of the offensive line either. Well played.
Yeah, and it created a big run. There he goes, right side. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Paris Campbell with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Bengals have taken the lead. Fairbairn good with the extra point. And that makes it a 7-3 lead. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Here we go. Here we go. Here we go.
The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. Even though they might not find the number 1 seed next to their name come playoff time, there's not going to be very many teams, if any, entering the playoffs on the kind of run they're on. They're hot. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Tim Williams, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down. Looking to throw. Daniels. He's going to go deep for Cobb. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 40. And now off to the races down the right side. And he will score. Touchdown, Cincinnati. Now remember, this is the number 1 defense in the National Football League. There's a good example of why.
Shows that they set an aggressive tone, not just stopping the run, not just getting after the quarterback, but the ball's in the air. They treat it like they're the receivers, and they went after that one and took it all the way.
That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
It all comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. Just
nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Aaron Donald. He's the one that got home and takes him down for a loss of 9. Coming off the line, he's been wreaking havoc all year. And look, that's why, as a result, he's getting some looks for Defensive Player of the Year in the NFL.
And I know that many people don't have him first on their list right now, but he deserves that type of consideration. You mentioned it. All year long, he's made big plays and continues to do so. Imagine if he has a big game here. If so, he can vault himself right into the #1 spot.
And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. This is brought in at the 21. 62 yards on the punt that time. Wow. And the Bengals will take over here, 1st and 10.
Ready.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
38 yards on the scamper there.
Well, they put it all together on that one. Good vision, good blocking. A toss play to the left. How do you toss it?
Yeah, a toss is the underhand kind of egg toss. The pitch is kind of, if you're running the option, you pitch it end over end, correct?
Yeah, I agree totally. I agree totally. And in the NFL, we'll see a lot more tosses than pitches because if you're pitching it, you might lose your quarterback.
Absolutely.
Hey, exit. Under 10. Time.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. Completes it to Coleman. And he gets it down to the 32. It'll be a 3-yard gain. And just like that, it's 3rd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. They'll look to throw here. He finds his target, Fuller. And he's going to be taken down with the 1st down at the Ravens' 12-yard line. Now a play fake here on 1st down. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. Clearly wasn't outside of the tackle box. There's your penalty.
And accompanying that penalty, a loss of down.
They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long. Now they try the right side here. And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19.
We've caught a lot of games, but we don't normally talk about inside linebackers being that fleet of foot, do we?
No, he was able to get outside there to make that play.
Yeah, and you know what makes them faster? Their ability to read plays, understand what offenses are trying to do, and put themselves in proper position.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
He's checking. Crash. Hey, Charlie. Check that.
He'll drop to throw. And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. Will Fuller with his 16th touchdown of the year. Now the Bengals, they widen their lead. Extra point by Fairbairn, up and good. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. It's been very much a slow start for them. 3 drives and just the 3 points, CD.
Yeah, if you're into the points per drive ratio, That answer is one, and that's not going to get it done in a ball game. They've got to find a way to finish these drives in end zones, not having balls go through goalposts.
It's a pickup of 3. Brings up second and 7.
To throw on second down. Daniels flushed it, trying here for Bryant, and it's intercepted. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it, and he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. Second interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on it. His teammates are going to check on it because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. They go play action here on first down. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete.
And that's why defenders are often frustrated offensive guys. Actually made the catch, looked good doing it, but couldn't get his feet down in order to finish off the takeaway.
Back to throw now on second and 10. Catch made here by Campbell. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
It's a
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. They're going to look to throw. He's got the first down inside the 10. It's complete to Fuller. They're able to convert on third down, and that sets up a first and goal. A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on first and goal. They'll run with Coleman on first down. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down. Bear in mind, that wasn't a big lineman back there for the tackle for loss. That was a cornerback.
So are you saying the myth has been shattered? That all of them are not just cover corners? Some of them actually will stick their nose in and tackle when necessary?
He's got it. Touchdown, Bengals. Paris Campbell with his second touchdown here in this first half. Now the Bengals, they widen their lead. On for the PAT, Kaimi Fairbairn. And they open the lead up now to 25 points.
Makes the score Bengals 28, Ravens 3.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. This is fielded at the goal line. And he will be marked down right there at the 20-yard line. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Operating from the 27 now. Here's second and 3. Escaping the pressure right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's third. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. From the gun, Daniels. Flush to his right. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Trying to get away, but could not. Now the Bengals going to signal for their 3rd and final timeout, as the clock will stop with 45 seconds to go in the first half. And now the punter, Tress Way, as he sends this one away. That's taken on the 25. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs.
Go now.
The Bengals drive about to get going. And the ledger for them so far looks pretty good, doesn't it?
It certainly does. Touchdown, touchdown, touchdown. Not sure it can be much better than that. They've got to feel very good about the groove that they're in at this stage of the game.
This is Coleman with a grab. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
A four-receiver set here. 3 to the left, 1 to the right, 2nd and 6.
Go. Hey, Delta. On the 5.
2nd and 6. And that one got tipped, kind of threw everything off. It brings up 3rd. Just his 2nd incompletion so far. He's 8 for 10, and I think he'll take 80%.
There's no doubt that he will, but if you're the defensive play caller, you better circle what you just dialed up on your play sheet and come back to it because you just caused an incompletion. You need a few more of those.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things that's gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. And he gets it away, a directional kick going toward the sideline. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. So we've reached halftime here on New Year's Eve as we send you down to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, the final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively.
Watch left. He's tight right there. Hey.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. The Ravens bring out an extra defensive back here on 3rd.
Hey, echo. Hard. 25, check 25. Yeah. Let's go.
They'll drop to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Bud Dupree in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
To me, the defense was looking a little gassed near the end of the first half, but they've come out of the locker room with a little extra spring in their step. Wonder what they did at halftime to get them so motivated.
I don't know, but that sack looked good. Now let's see if they can build on the momentum of that play. A nice job on the return there, 16 yards. And the Ravens, they'll take over. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone.
And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that.
So the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down. So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. Operating from the gun, Daniels. Eluding the pressure right. And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield. Maurice Hurst able to record his 5th sack of the season.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big. and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. Good blocking there, nearly sprung him. As it is, it'll go as a 19-yard return. And that will come the offense as they take over. The Bengals drive about to get going. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play.
But we just saw a great example of what we talked about with his coach prior to the game. He's definitely one of the better linebackers at reading a play and flowing to make the stop before it turns into something big.
6 guys. Check 6 guys. Orbit. Watch Mike. Watch Mike. Rabbit.
They'll set up to throw. Flushed out right. On the run, he'll let it go deep. Right sideline. And that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. On play action, they'll throw. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
It's always a goal, and it's really nice defensively when you can rally to the football and make sure there's enough contact to force an incompletion.
Force an incompletion and force another punt. This is taken at the 15. So possession goes over here on the punt. And possession will switch hands, first and 10. The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, "Wake up. Let's get moving, guys."
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
I mean, you think you might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. The last completion actually lost a yard, so now they'll need to convert on third down. Back to throw. Daniels. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Aaron Donald. In there yet again. What else is new? He continues to rewrite the record book in single-season sacks. There he goes, right side. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. All told, it's a punt return of 74 yards as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Fairbairn good with the extra point, and the lead will swell by one more. So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to come out is going to cost him 5 as he's taken down right at the 20. The Raven offense set at the line for this next drive. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
Well, you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. They'll run here with Balaj. And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher third down looming. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on third down. Looking to throw. Daniels. Flush to his right. And he's going to be taken down. They sack him on what will be the final play of quarter number 3. Back now in Baltimore. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. A very one-sided affair. And taken right on the 30. So a change of possession here on the punt.
At their own 49-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. We find ourselves here in the midst of a one-sided affair. A lot of fill time down the stretch, Mr. Davis.
So we could talk about food because that is something that you and I enjoy.
We share that.
We enjoy our time at the table. So maybe the best steakhouses in the city, but in all seriousness, the performances that we've seen this year, we've seen a bunch of great ones, and it's going to be hard to parse who's going to win the MVP.
Yeah, it really is.
Is it going to be a runner? Is it going to be a thrower? Can a defender finally win it this season? Those are the things that we could probably discuss.
And collectively, this is about as dominant of a performance as you could have hoped for on both sides of the football.
Might have to put it number 1 for what we've seen this season.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he's going to be down close to a first down at the Ravens' 29.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Now the Bengals on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1. And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. Looking to throw. And it is incomplete. Boy, it looked like he had it and dropped it. And the Ravens are going to get the football back. So we were looking at each other up here in the booth when they went for that saying, oh, wow. Talk about trying to add insult to injury.
Some teams are just like that. You know, some philosophies, some coaches are like, look, when I got a chance to put some more points on the board, I don't care what the situation, I'm going to do it. And they're also the same coaches as a general rule that if someone does it to them, you won't hear people protest out of them. That's just who they are.
They only got a yard out of that last completion, and that makes this 2nd and 9. Now Saquon Barkley. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Only a yard on the pickup, and now they've got a 3rd down and 8.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
On 3rd down, Daniels. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. And he will have a first down here at about the 40. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
And not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the 4th. A good pick up there of 20 yards. From their own 40 to the other 40. The gain of 20 leads to 1st and 10. From the gun, Daniels. Eluding the pressure right. Bryant has it. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it. A good pick up there, 26 yards. Offense for them has been at a premium. You wonder where plays like that have been all game long.
They're thinking the exact same thing themselves, but they're also looking forward now because now these plays are really for next week, trying to get some momentum going.
And he fends him off. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Aaron Donald able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon. Now this one from about 2 counties over after the sack. They come up on a 2nd and very long. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off at the 19. Boy, so another interception, CD. It feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Hey!
On first down, Coleman. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down. Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game against them, but tally that one on the side of the defense.
Do you think maybe, possibly, it could be a little bit of a changer for them? Maybe not a game changer, but a little bit of a momentum one that maybe they can string together some pretty good plays and slow them down.
52. Let's go. Hey, Foxtrot, Foxtrot. Shoot.
That one looks like he'll throw here. He's got Fuller.
Didn't they tell us in our meetings that they needed to account for him on each and every play?
You think, a guy of his caliber? So how does a guy like him get that wide open?
That usually means there's a tire breakdown on what the coverage was. Everyone thought they were doing something, and they were supposed to be doing something else. But bottom line is, no matter what, you have to know where he is and cover him on every play.
Back to throw. Fuller brings it in over the middle. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. And for them, this train, it just keeps rolling, doesn't it? Well on their way to yet another victory.
Yeah, it's almost a runaway, isn't it? And you just wonder how anyone could stop this. They got full momentum going, full confidence going. But it's not just their own confidence that's leading them. It's the lack of confidence against their opponents now, because they see them coming and think, we've got no shot to beat this team.
Let's go. Let's go.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Baltimore offense at the line, set to get going. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for third down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Came up a little short on the last pass play. They did get 9 yards out of it, leaving him with his 3rd and 1. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Xavier Woods with a pick. And now off to the races down the right side. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. Now the final act of this victory, the extra point. It's up and good, and they add one more to what will wind up a fairly lopsided victory. So we had action to the very end of this one. The score on the final play that they...